Welcome back to my channel. The energy inside the building was already intense, with fans packed in and anticipation hanging thick in the air, when something completely unexpected shifted the entire mood of the night. At Booker T's Reality of Wrestling Sub-Zero event in Texas City, what was supposed to be another major step forward for a rising star instead became a shocking moment that instantly made headlines across the wrestling world. A family legacy deeply rooted in professional wrestling history was blindsided in brutal fashion by one of WWE's fastest rising and most talked about stars. What began as a championship-focused main event quickly spiraled into chaos when WWE NXT champion Ricky Saints appeared under disguise and violently attacked Zilla Fatu, costing him a massive title opportunity and igniting a rivalry that could stretch far beyond the independent scene and into the heart of WWE programming itself. This wasn't just a random interference or a forgettable run-in. This was a moment that felt deliberate, calculated, and layered with long-term implications. Today we are breaking down every aspect of this explosive confrontation, from the build-up and the shocking ambush to the fallout, the motivations driving both men, and what this collision could realistically mean for the future of WWE NXT and even the main roster. This is the night when Zilla Fatu's destiny collided head-on with Ricky Saints' ruthless, unapologetic heel persona, and we are diving deep into every detail. Welcome back to Ring Rumble, your destination for in-depth, analytical, and fan-focused breakdowns of the biggest moments in professional wrestling. If you care about long-term storytelling, character development, and understanding why certain angles matter beyond just what happens in the ring, you are exactly where you need to be. This channel exists to go beyond surface-level reactions and really examine how moments like this shape careers and entire brands. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future breakdowns, especially when major angles like this unfold. Now, let's get into it. Before we can fully understand the significance of Ricky Saints attacking Zilla Fatu, it's important to take a step back and look closely at who Zilla Fatu is and why his presence at the Sub-Zero event carried so much weight. Zilla is the son of the late Omega, one of the most dominant and unforgettable performers of his era, and he is part of the legendary Anoa'i family lineage. This bloodline includes names that define modern WWE history such as Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and several other figures who have helped shape wrestling across generations. Even before stepping into any major spotlight of his own, Zilla carries a legacy that fans instantly recognize. When audiences see him, they don't just see another competitor. They see heritage, expectation, and potential tied to one of wrestling's most powerful family trees. Although Zilla Fatu is not officially signed to WWE at this time, he has steadily built a strong reputation on the independent circuit. His work with Reality of Wrestling has been particularly important in establishing him as more than just a name with famous relatives. He captured the Raw World Championship and consistently performed at a level that proved he belongs in main event conversations. His matches have showcased intensity, physical presence, and a style that feels authentic to his heritage while still being uniquely his own. Fans and insiders alike have noted that his performances don't rely solely on family association, but on genuine in-ring credibility. That combination of legacy and earned respect made his positioning in the Sub-Zero main event especially meaningful. Adding to that significance was the growing buzz surrounding Zilla in recent months. Even without an official WWE contract, his name has circulated more frequently in discussions about potential future signings and call-ups. Social media hints and subtle messaging suggested that a new chapter in his career was approaching. All of this made his opportunity at Sub-Zero feel like a major moment, not just for him personally, but for anyone paying attention to the future of WWE talent development. On the other side of this collision stands Ricky Saints, one of the most compelling and polarizing figures currently operating within WWE NXT. Known to many longtime fans by his previous ring name, Ricky Starks, Saints made the jump to WWE's developmental brand and wasted no time making an impact. From the moment he arrived, it was clear that WWE saw him as more than just another addition to the roster. He was presented as a disruptive force, someone meant to shake things up rather than quietly blend in. Earlier this year, Ricky Saints reached a major career milestone by capturing the NXT Championship, defeating Oba Femi and cementing himself as a dominant presence on the brand. His character blends sharp charisma, athletic versatility, and a ruthless edge that WWE often uses when positioning future top stars. Saints carries himself with confidence bordering on arrogance, and his willingness to cross lines makes him a natural antagonist. His rise in NXT has been framed as a kind of revolution, a fresh wave challenging the established order, and that context is crucial when evaluating his actions at the Sub-Zero event. When you look at Saints' unannounced appearance at an independent show like Reality of Wrestling, it actually fits perfectly with his on-screen persona. Bold, unpredictable, and strategically disruptive behavior is exactly what defines him. He thrives on moments that generate shock and conversation, and there are few ways to do that more effectively than by targeting someone with Zilla Fatu's lineage and momentum. At the Reality of Wrestling Sub-Zero event, Zilla Fatu found himself right in the thick of the title picture. Competing in a four-way match for the Raw Championship, he had momentum on his side and a crowd fully behind him. As the match reached its climax, it looked like Zilla was on the verge of sealing the victory. He was setting up for his signature Samoan spike, a move closely associated with his family's legacy, and everything pointed toward him walking out as champion. That's when everything unraveled. From the crowd emerged a hooded figure, moving quickly and with purpose. In a split second, Zilla's attack was intercepted, and he was driven into the mat with a devastating spear. The timing was perfect in the worst possible way. The interference completely derailed Zilla's momentum and shifted the outcome of the match, allowing the defending champion, Danny Limelight, to retain the title. As the attacker revealed himself, the arena erupted in shock. The man behind the hood was Ricky Saints. The attack was a textbook example of effective heel behavior. It was cold, opportunistic, and designed to generate maximum reaction. Saints didn't simply interfere to make a statement. He directly cost Zilla Fatu a championship opportunity, making the act deeply personal. This wasn't random chaos or a throwaway appearance. It was targeted, intentional, and layered with meaning. Saints identified an opportunity to elevate his own presence and create controversy, and he took it without hesitation. What makes this moment especially powerful is who Zilla Fatu represents. Attacking someone connected to the Anoa'i bloodline instantly raises the stakes. That family's influence stretches across decades of wrestling history and remains deeply woven into current WWE programming. By targeting Zilla, Saints wasn't just attacking another wrestler. He was symbolically striking at a legacy that fans hold in high regard. That kind of move creates narrative gravity that extends far beyond a single event or promotion. Zilla Fatu did not respond to this attack by fading quietly into the background. Instead, he made his intentions clear almost immediately. Taking to social media, he issued a direct warning to Ricky Saints, making it obvious that this confrontation was far from over. Messages about new chapters beginning and not getting too comfortable send a clear signal that Zilla views this as the start of something bigger. This response matters. It shows that Zilla is not positioned as a passive victim, but as someone ready to escalate the conflict and pursue retribution. Publicly calling out a WWE NXT champion indicates confidence and ambition. It suggests that Zilla is prepared to step into a larger spotlight and engage in a feud that could play out on a much bigger stage. Whether this leads to appearances on NXT television, a main roster storyline, or a high-profile match at a premium event, the foundation has now been laid. Both men have acknowledged the feud, and that acknowledgement is the fuel that keeps wrestling narratives alive. This confrontation has already elevated Zilla Fatu's profile in a significant way. Being attacked by an established WWE television star instantly increases visibility, not just among fans, but within WWE itself. Executives and creative teams pay attention to moments that generate organic buzz, and this incident did exactly that. Zilla's connection to wrestling royalty combined with his vocal response creates a scenario that WWE could easily capitalize on. If WWE chooses to fully integrate this angle into its programming, Zilla could transition from being an independent standout into a fully realized WWE character with built-in narrative depth. A personal vendetta against Ricky Saints provides instant motivation, emotional stakes, and long-term storytelling potential. This is the kind of angle that, if handled correctly, can accelerate a performer's rise far more effectively than a standard debut. From a creative standpoint, it's easy to see why this scenario works so well. Ricky Saints is positioned as a top heel in NXT, someone with the arrogance and ruthlessness to invade other spaces and disrupt careers for his own gain. Zilla Fatu, on the other hand, represents strength, heritage, and honor. Fans already have an emotional investment in his success because of his lineage and his journey so far. Putting these two figures together creates immediate tension built on classic wrestling dynamics: the established champion versus the hungry outsider, arrogance versus legacy, disrespect versus pride. There are multiple layers to this feud. Saints' actions can be viewed as an attack on culture and heritage, while Zilla's response is driven by personal honor and family pride. That emotional grounding makes Zilla a natural fan favorite, while Saints' willingness to cross those lines solidifies his role as a villain. Wrestling audiences respond strongly to stories that combine physical conflict with deeper meaning, and this feud hits that sweet spot. The reaction from fans has been immediate and intense. Clips of the attack and Saints unmasking spread quickly across social media, sparking debates about whether the move was brilliant or controversial. Many fans are already calling for an official WWE-sanctioned match, while others are questioning how WWE plans to handle Zilla's future. This level of discussion is exactly what promotions look for when deciding which stories to expand. Audience investment is one of the most valuable currencies in wrestling, and this angle has generated plenty of it. The big question now is how, or if, WWE will bring this feud onto televised programming. One possibility is introducing Zilla Fatu on NXT television through a surprise appearance, perhaps confronting Saints during a promo or ambushing him backstage. Another option is using this rivalry as a dramatic call-up moment, debuting Zilla on a larger stage where he directly answers Saints' disrespect. Either approach has the potential to create a memorable moment that instantly energizes the audience. Looking ahead, there are several logical steps WWE could take to develop this storyline. An initial on-screen confrontation would establish the feud in front of the WWE audience. A chaotic brawl could follow, requiring officials to intervene and further emphasizing the intensity between them. Their first singles match might end controversially, perhaps through disqualification, keeping the rivalry alive and escalating tensions. Over time, repeated interference and escalating stakes could lead to a definitive blow-off match at a major event, giving both men the opportunity to shine. If Zilla Fatu were to emerge victorious in this feud, it would immediately position him as a serious player with undeniable momentum. Defeating or even standing toe-to-toe with a top NXT star like Ricky Saints would fast-track his credibility and potentially open the door to main roster opportunities much sooner than expected. For Ricky Saints, the feud reinforces his identity as a dangerous and fearless antagonist. Engaging in a high-profile rivalry with someone tied to the bloodline only strengthens his character and adds depth to his reign as a heel champion. Now, the conversation turns to the fans. This is the kind of storyline where audience reaction can influence creative direction. Do fans want to see Zilla Fatu officially signed and featured on NXT television? Should this rivalry culminate in a major pay-per-view match? Who should win the first official encounter between Zilla and Saints? These discussions are part of what keeps wrestling vibrant and evolving. What began as a shocking attack at an independent event has grown into a storyline with real implications for WWE's future. This angle encompasses legacy, ambition, betrayal, and revenge, all core elements of compelling wrestling narratives. It has the potential to define the next chapter of both Zilla Fatu's and Ricky Saints' careers if handled with care and vision. Thank you for sticking with this deep breakdown of the Zilla Fatu and Ricky Saints confrontation.